Hi everybody, it's Tina here. I'm going to be leading you through a heart opening practice today. So for practice, you'll need 2 blocks and a mat. So to start, let's come sitting in Sukhasana, easy pose with our legs crossed in front of us on a block so that our knees are either the same height as our hips or lower. And lengthen up nice and tall, starting at your tailbone all the way up to the back of your spine. Draw your chin in slightly as you lift up through the crown of your head and relax your shoulders down away from your ears. We're going to start with a little Abhyanga self-massage. So take your index finger and your middle finger of your left hand. We're going to trace under your right collarbone. So just start where the collarbone begins and trace underneath it, applying gentle pressure until you reach where your collarbone meets your shoulder head. And then just gently draw 3 little circles there, applying gentle pressure. And then trace back. And we'll do that 2 more times. So tracing under, almost as if we're trying to get under the collarbone, 3 little circles. And then tracing back. And one more time. And tracing back. Good. And then just noticing the difference between the 2 sides. So now we'll do the left collarbone. So take your index finger and middle finger of your right hand. And again, you're applying some pressure like you're trying to get underneath the collarbone almost, and just gently moving out. 3 little circles, gentle pressure with those 2. And tracing back in, out. Again, and out again. 1, 2, 3, and back. And then releasing that hand and just noticing how it feels like the collarbones are spreading now. And it creates lots of space around your heart center. That's what we want. So the heart center is at the sternum area. We want the heart center to lift up towards the ceiling. So heart center lifts up, crown lifts up, chin draws in, tailbone up through the crown of the head, nice and long, lots of length through the spine here. Bring your hands in Anjali Mudra, with your thumbs resting against your sternum, your heart center. I'm just going to gently and rhythmically tap to bring our awareness there, to create that awareness, to carry that through our practice today. So we'll be doing a lot of the same things that we would do in a normal yoga practice, but we want our attention to be focused on our heart center. Gently tapping. Great, and then releasing our hands down. And let's open our palms up towards the ceiling in a state of receptivity. So open heart here, right? Heart center lifting up, close your eyes. We're gonna start to breathe into our heart center, concentrating where we were tapping. Keep your lips closed, your jaw soft, the muscles of your face soft. And breathe in through your nose. And imagine as your heart center lifts, that it also expands and makes room for everything that is positive and good and light. And keep that expansion and use the exhale to let go of anything that's negative or heavy or still lingering around each time that you exhale. Keep the skin between your eyes and the skin of your forehead nice and soft, jaw soft. And also breathing into the space between your shoulder blades and the back of your body. So creating lots of space, front to back and side to side, all around the heart center. And again, being mindful to keep the shoulders relaxed down away from your ears, to keep that spread through your collarbones. And as you exhale, allowing the shoulder blades to draw in towards each other and slide down your back. Now with that, you should really feel your heart center begin to lift up. Good, let's turn our palms facing down now. We're gonna just gently blink the eyes open if they're closed again. So breathing in together now. This time when we exhale, slowly take your right ear towards your right shoulder to stretch the left side of your neck. And then breathe into the left side of your neck. And as you exhale, slowly rotate your chin towards your right shoulder. So matching the movement to the breath, letting the breath lead the movement. Inhale, turning chin forward again and lifting your head back to neutral, lifting up nice and tall through the crown of your head, keeping that length and exhaling left ear to left shoulder now to stretch the right side of your neck. And then sending your breath into the right side of your neck, spreading through the collarbone, still lifting through the heart center. Exhale, rotate your chin towards your left shoulder, nice and gentle. Inhale, chin back forward, and then lift through the crown of your head to come sitting back in neutral spine. Keep the length through your spine. Exhale and lower your chin towards your heart center. Nice and gentle. And lift your heart center up towards your chin. Feel a nice stretch in the back of your neck. Keep spreading through your collarbones, lifting through your heart center. And breathe now into the back of your neck. Exhaling, yes, good. Inhale, lift your chin slowly back to neutral, and then lead with your nose to look up towards the ceiling, keeping a line through the back of your neck. And exhale and slowly lower your chin back towards your heart center. Inhale, rotate to look at your right shoulder, and then lead with your nose and just start to move in a circular motion, keeping that length through the back of your neck as your nose comes up to the ceiling, and then exhaling back down around the center. And then go in the opposite direction. When we come back to center, just lift your head back to neutral. So we just wanted to take some time to warm up the area where our neck connects to our shoulders and create lots of space there so that we can really have a nice opening through our heart center, because everything is kind of attached to each other and we carry a lot of this in those areas. Now we're going to come onto hands and knees in table pose. Have both of your blocks towards the back of your mat. Come into table pose, so spread your fingers wide, take your hands shoulder width apart under your shoulders, knees or hips width apart under knees, and press down through the knuckles of your fingers as they spread as wide as you can. Press down through both sides of your palms, lift the tops of your feet, roll your ankles, and then press the tops of your feet down into the mat. So our hands and our feet are our roots here. Draw your navel in and draw your chin in so that there's a nice long line from your tailbone through the crown of your head. We're going to inhale here in table pose, really concentrating to inhale up into the space between your shoulder blades. And then as you exhale, let that heart center through the back body melt down towards the mat, and then leading with the sternum, heart center, reach it forward, and then lift it up as you press into your roots, pressing into hands, feet, knuckles, inhaling. Exhaling, keep pressing into your roots and start to round your spine. Press into the space between your shoulder blades, lift it up towards the ceiling, draw your chin in and lengthen your tailbone down in cat pose. Inhale, melt your heart down, and then lengthen it forward. Press into your hands and feet, look up. And then exhale, press your heart center up through the space between your shoulder blades, up towards the ceiling. And now inhale here, stay here with a rounded spine and cat pose. And then exhale and press back to Balasana, child's pose. With your arms extended, take one of your blocks and just rest your forehead on your block, placing it wherever is comfortable for your neck. And then take your arms by your sides with your palms facing up towards the ceiling. Let's take another breath and think of the breath taking the front of your heart center to the front body, and then breathing into the space between your shoulder blades and the back body. And then exhaling and just softening that area, letting it melt down towards the mat. Now lift your shoulder heads away from the mat and then draw your shoulders away from your ears. Walk your fingertips a little bit further back. And let's do that again, breathing into the back body, the space between your shoulder blades. Bringing your awareness there, and then exhale and softening, allowing it to melt down in towards the front of the body, down towards the mat. Great. So you want to take your other block now, and we're just going to place the block between our palms. Lift your shoulder heads up, draw them back away from your ears, and then lengthen through your triceps to lift the block up behind you. Adjust your chin, adjust your forehead as necessary so that you're comfortable in your neck. You don't want to be straining in your neck. Inhale, really reach through the triceps, through the fingertips, and then exhale and lower your block back down. Extend your arms out in front of you and lift your forehead away from your other block and place that to the side of your mat. Tuck your toes under, lift your knees, lift your sit bones, come into Adho Mukha Svanasana, then just alternate, bending one knee and the other, stretching the back of one leg and then the back of the other leg, and then bend both knees and slowly walk your feet forward to standing forward fold Uttanasana with a deep bend in your knees, and just release your head and neck, gently shake your head yes, and then gently shake it no. Good, and then place your hands on your shins. Start to press into the four corners of your feet, so inner and outer balls of your feet, inner and outer heels, and start to straighten your legs. So lift your kneecaps, your inner thighs up, and raise up to a flat back here, drawing the navel in to protect your lower back, and lengthen from your tailbone to your heart center. So heart center reaches forward, and then the crown of your head also reaches forward. So chin draws in slightly, so there's lots of length in the back of your neck here. Draw your shoulders away from the mat and away from your ears. And now extend your arms out back behind you, like you're holding the block between your palms again. Palms are facing in towards one another. Lengthen through your triceps. Lengthen through your fingers. Inhale. And then exhale and fold forward, bending your knees if you need to. Bend your knees now if they're not already. And inhale, bring your arms forward and up nice and slow to Utkatasana pose, chair pose. Drawing your pubic bone up towards your belly button and lengthening the tailbone, releasing the back of your thighs down. And so let's inhale and straighten the legs. And exhale your hands to heart center in Anjali Mudra. And just let them rest there, lifting your heart center up into your prayer hands. So we're just going to flow through this a little bit. But first, let's find our good alignment in Tadasana, mountain pose. So look down at your toes, lift them up, spread them wide, and then lengthen them back down on the mat. And press down through the four corners of your feet. Lift up through your inner arches. Draw your pubic bone and tailbone in towards one another. And as you inhale, start to lift your prayer hands up. Lift your heart center up, lift your gaze up. And then exhale, lower your hands back to heart center, bend your knees, hinging from your hips, exhaling to forward fold Uttanasana pose. Inhale to a flat back, reaching your arms behind you. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Utkatasana, arms come forward, knees bend. Exhale to Tadasana, mountain pose with prayer hands. Inhale your arms overhead, look up, lift your heart up. Exhale slowly to forward fold, bending your knees, releasing your head and neck. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, flat back, reach behind you, reach to the crown of your head in the opposite direction. Exhale, forward fold with your arms extended. Inhale, bend your knees, arms come forward and up. Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, back to mountain pose, Tadasana. Great. So let's step our right foot back and turn so that we're standing with our feet parallel, nice and wide. Hands are on our hips here. So just check to make sure one foot is not in front of the other. And take your left hand behind you, left forearm behind you, and then take your right hand and take a hold of your left forearm. So both hands have the opposite forearms. Shoulders draw down away from your ears. Draw your pubic bone up towards your belly button. Lift your heart center and then lift your gaze, inhaling. Exhale, hinge from your hips, press down through your feet, your roots, and get nice and long. So draw the front ribs in. Reach through the crown of your head as you come forward in Prasarita Padottanasana, wide-legged forward fold. Lift your shoulder heads up away from the mat, back away from your ears. Breathing in and breathing out. Press into your feet, draw your navel in and inhale, lengthening forward and up. And then release your hands and take the opposite. So right forearm behind you and then left forearm. Inhaling, lift heart center up, lift gaze up. Exhale, lengthen forward, hinging from the hips. Drawing your chin in to keep the length in the back of your neck. Shoulders are lifting away from the mat, away from your ears. Inhale to come back up, lengthening forward and up. Great, and then release your arms, roll your shoulders out a couple times. In the opposite direction. And then this time we're going to take our hands behind us, arms behind us, interlacing our fingers. Maybe rolling the shoulders back. Spreading through the collarbones, lifting up through heart center. Inhale, lift up, look up. Exhale, fold forward, nice and slow. And then we're going to take our arms, just like we did when the palms were facing in and we were holding the block. So you're going to lift the shoulder heads up, lengthen through your triceps, through your knuckles. Chin draws in. And then inhaling, using the arms like a lever to come back up. All the way up, nice and slow. Release your arms, shake your arms out, and heel toe your feet together. And then we're going to come down onto the floor to practice fish pose. So you want to have both of your blocks at their lowest height, have one towards the edge of your mat, and then the other one kind of like halfway, somewhere around where your lower back is going to land. And have your feet hips width apart, and just start to lower down to find the first block. So you want to make sure that you're supported left to right equally. So like the block's not got more of the right side of your body than the left. So you want to be comfortable because we're going to be in supported fish pose. So first left to right alignment, and then you want to have your block at the sweet spot. So you want to feel the tips of your shoulder blades against the block. So just lower down, start with it towards like the middle lower part of your back and just lower down. And then you're gonna have the other block to support your head, not your neck, your head. Again, left to right so that you're comfortable. And so when you draw your shoulder blades in towards one another, you should feel the tips, the bottom tips at your block. And that's how you know you're at the sweet spot. It's really just to allow to have something there to support your thoracic spine so that it's lifting up towards the ceiling, that your heart center is lifting up and supported. If I do that, if the block's higher up, like middle upper back, and I try to do that, I can't quite actually get them there because the block's in the way. So that's a good measure. So the tips of the shoulder blades, when you draw them in, you can feel them making contact with the block. And then if your lower back has issues, sometimes you may just want to keep your knees bent and have your knees resting together in an internal rotation of your femur bones. Otherwise, extend your legs out. And then give yourself plenty of room between your arms and your torso. Roll your arms from the shoulders so that your palms face up. And again, draw the shoulder blades in close together. And just rest here, supported in fish pose. And allow your heart to open with every breath. And just keep your breath neutral now. Remembering to keep your jaw soft, and to keep the skin between your eyes and the skin of your forehead soft. Another option is to remove the block that is supporting your head if you like that better. To come out of this, if your legs are straight, you're gonna flex your right foot, bend your right knee, and push your right foot on the floor, and then do the same with your left. And then slowly start to shift your knees to either side, rolling to that side to come off of your blocks. And slowly take your time to press yourself back up. We're going to come seated on our block again, and we're going to close our practice with Padma Mudra, or Lotus Seal, which is a heart-opening mudra. So bring your hands in prayer pose in front of your heart center. Lift your heart center high, and then open just the 3 fingers in between the pinkies and thumbs. So the base of your palms will stay together, pinkies and thumbs will stay together, and everything else will just open out, much like a lotus. It's called Lotus Seal or Padma Mudra. And close your eyes here. And just feel your heart center lifting, shoulders relaxed, shoulder blades relaxed. Just remembering the symbolism of the lotus flower, something beautiful that comes out of something dark and muddy. And breathing in love, breathing in gratitude, breathing in self-acceptance. And then returning your fingers to Anjali Mudra prayer hands and lifting your heart high as you bow your head. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed it.